Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of TheStankCast. I'm your host, Hamstank. He's your co-host, Craig MooMoo Kiwi. Craig, say hello to the people.
What is happening, people?
What is happening, everybody? It's another week. I'm coming in buzzing off the weekend, Kiwi. It has been a big result for United in the FA Cup. I know, I haven't stopped talking about it. I'm going to talk about it a little more because I was super buzzing about it. I didn't think we were going to get anything going into that game. So, starting off hot. What a performance by the boys. I'm not even joking you, right? See, you know yourself how much I've complained about United over the last little while about being inconsistent and not performing right. But see when this is a mad sentence to say. See when you watch like the young talent that United put forward and they just do the job, mate. They wear the badge on their sleeve. The boys like Garnacho, the young Argentinian boy.
Garnacho, what a name.
Garnacho, yeah.
Garnacho, what a name, honestly.
Alejandro Garnacho as well. Unbelievable. He's so good at the age of 19. He's on the left wing, he's bossing it. Came on, started this season really as a super sub. Now he's like starting 19. 19, Mental. Bro.
Mental.
Married and got a kid in that.
Oh, for real?
Mental, innit?
Damn.
But it just shows his maturity though. And then going into the FA Cup quarter-final against Liverpool, arguably United's biggest rival.
Yeah. And
then playing a game like that, everyone was only saying if United were going to win it, they were going to nick it 1-0 or something like that. And to have a 4-3 banger. And
it was
120 minutes.
Obviously, I watched the highlights when you put them on here, Menno.
Honestly, it was, mate. Honestly, I was
even watching the highlights. It was intense, bro.
Like, I was sat there during the highlights, being like, even when Liverpool were pressuring, I'm sat here like, I know it doesn't go in, but I'm still sat on the edge of my seat, like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, mate, that was absolutely me when you were showing me them.
Oh, sorry for everything. My bad. I was in work while it was on, and there was a lot of United fans in the pub while it was happening. And when Rashford went through on goal in the 90th minute, the 92nd minute of added time, through on goal and just put it wide of the post.
Yeah.
God, mate, honestly, we were all up mid-cheer. It just went wide of the post, and everyone was devastated.
I can't believe he missed that.
No, me either.
That's a mental one to miss.
Me either. Normally he buries that. That's a chance he buries any day of the week. And don't know how he missed it, but he put it right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he scored the equaliser and make it 3-3 in extra time, and then the young boy Dalot threw on goal for in the like.
How old's that guy, Dalot? Or is that the guy you were on about?
No, Amad Diallo. I think he's only 19 as well, or 20 maybe. He was on loan to Sunderland last season. Did really well. And then came back and he struggled to get in the team, but he's really good. He got sent off after his goal though. He got a second yellow card for taking his top off.
Yeah.
He got interviewed after it saying that he just forgot about the first yellow card.
Why is it that they're not allowed to do that? Why are you not allowed to take your top off?
Because back in the day, players didn't used to wear like Under Armour or anything like that. So it was just they were taking their top off, and then it was. I'm sure it was something to do with like kids being there and then taking the top off, and then also the delaying of the game, taking the top off over celebrating. So they were like, I think that was all to do with it, with adding on time to the game. And
mad, because there's nothing else that you just get a yellow card for things like that, is there?
Oh God, I need to move my chair, man. I'm going to keep doing that.
Like celebration-wise, there's nothing.
No, not off the top of my head. Like dissent, speaking back to the ref and stuff, you can get obviously booked for that, but no, that's not.
But not celebration-wise, so it's mad that it's just that.
Yeah, just taking the top off. It's just provoking a reaction from the crowd, so... I think they took bad from that. There's a whole combination of things, but it is a rule that should probably be taken off. It's not a thing really anymore. But I don't see them changing it, so there's no point complaining about it. He forgot about it, so he probably won't do it again. He'll probably miss the next tie though. But he's not like a starting 11 player. He's still young.
Did they not say? I'm sure they said that you would only miss the next game, and it's only against. Did you not say it's only against somebody not that good?
It's Coventry.
Coventry.
Yeah, but you say they're not that good. They're into the semi-final of the FA Cup.
Yeah, but what league are they normally in?
Championship just now.
So the one below the Premier?
Yeah. They're still a decent team. The Championship is like the same level as the Scottish Premiership. I might get absolutely slandered for that, but Celtic and Rangers are both middle Championship teams.
So you don't think if Celtic and Rangers were in the English League, they would be in the Prem?
No.
Nah,
man. They'd be middle of the Championship, struggling to fight relegation.
Would they actually?
Yeah, mate. Every year and year about, they would like do better. Like they would do better because they would get more crowds, more money would come in.
Yeah.
So every year they would probably maybe fight for promotion, but there would also be years where they would struggle for relegation, I would imagine. There'd be a mid-championship team.
Savage.
Unless they got real funding behind them, like proper
Yeah.
funding, then they could probably be a Premiership team. But up until that point, no. They'd be a mid-Championship team. And the rest of the Scottish teams would be League One,
Yeah.
League One teams.
What, like Dundee and that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dundee
man.
probably, right now,
League Two.
I'll tell you right now, Dundee probably National League. You know what I mean?
Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, but off the back of the United beating Liverpool
Uh-huh.
4-3 in the FA Cup, the young boy who I mentioned earlier, Kobbie Manioo, who's only 18, he got a call up for the England national squad.
What is his last name?
Manioo,
Manioo.
Mainoo.
Okay.
He got a call up from the England squad after the squad got announced. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, the squad got announced and he wasn't in it. And obviously off the back of that performance, because he played phenomenal. Like he was starting 11, played the whole. I think he played 90 minutes. He did come off at some point, but he bossed it. Like from the first 15 minutes, the control he had in the game, he was slowing the pace of the game down, releasing United quickly when he needed to. He was, for such a young player to have that much calmness.
You say he's 19?
Yeah, something. No, that's Garnacho. That's 19.
Oh.
I think Mano, he might even be 18. And
Oh,
this is all United Academy players. They bought them from other teams when they were a little bit younger, and they've came through United's Academy and played in their under 21s and stuff.
They bought them when they were younger.
Yeah, like 16 and stuff. They'll be playing.
But
for
they
like,
buy players when they're like 16 now.
Yeah,
What's the
United.
youngest players that they buy from their like youth teams?
I don't know, man. Probably like they'll probably go from like under 14s, under 12s.
That's mental.
If they're showing real promise at like the age of like 14, I would imagine
Yeah.
that they'll take them on and put them into like the under 17s, 18s and stuff.
Yeah.
Put them forward a few years and see how they do.
Savage.
I don't know how it works. I don't know the ins and outs, but I can imagine it would be as young as that. I know they scouted like Rooney and Ronaldo. Well, not Rooney.
Imagine
Rooney
being
was at Everton.
16 years old and somebody's like, I want to buy you from this other
Well,
club.
there's players that have played in the Premiership that are like 16 years old.
That's actually mental, eh? Like thinking
Of course
about
it
the mind frame that I was in when I was 16 years old, thinking about the concept of like playing in the Prem and like getting paid like an adult wage for it.
Yeah, you're missing you're missing into English just to go play for the Man United. You know what I mean? That's what these boys do. They do though. They don't go to the same schools. Obviously, United then educate them and stuff, and put them through a different school and system.
That's blown my head. That actually, that's blown my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. Like there's 16-year-olds that go and play in the Premier League.
Yeah, I like.
Like
I was not doing things to be.
You know Wayne Rooney,
Yeah.
the all-time goal scorer for England and Man United.
Yeah.
He
Fucking potato head Rooney.
started. Didn't he disrespect the legend? Yeah. You know me, United fan. Didn't disrespect the legend. Me and you go 5 rounds hardcore couch jiu-jitsu right after this pod.
Oh, how's that normally, Ed?
Yeah, were you tapping out? Right, let's move on. Just don't disrespect Rooney.
Yeah, carry on talking about fucking.
You
Rooney.
knocked me off the track now.
Yeah, sorry.
What was I talking about Rooney for?
Rooney, I can't.
Oh,
remember.
he started playing at Everton when he was 16 years old.
Yeah,
He came on and scored a brace in his first game. Like one of the two goals was a brace.
A
And,
brace.
Yeah. And one of them was like a screamer from outside the box. Top corner. It was
16.
honestly phenomenal. 16 years old. And United picked him up, I think, when he was 18.
As I mind the picture, there's a picture of him at one point standing next to a sport car. A Ford car, but one of the convertible ones.
Yeah.
When he was much younger, like pure spotty faced man standing next to this pure
Big
tiny
ears
little
putting out
car.
in
Like, so you're standing. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
That would be a proper Scouse advert.
Yeah.
Because he's from Liverpool. So he was
I feel like I'm surprised by that, but I should have known that.
Yeah, he's from Liverpool. He played for Everton growing up, and then he went over to United. If he'd played for Liverpool, he might not have went to United.
Yeah. Imagine that though, 16-year-old.
Yeah, it's wild. And then
That's so crazy.
And then put on top of that to get called up for the England squad.
Yeah.
One of the as much as I'm Scottish and I fucking want the Scottish national team's playing this week, as much as I only root for them, when you're getting called up to the England squad at like the age of 16 and you're in like the top 10 nations in the world,
Yeah.
you know it's a lot of pressure to put onto a 16, 17, 18-year-old. You know what I
I'd
mean?
struggle with that amount of pressure now.
Mental, wouldn't
Never
it?
mind at that
It would be
age.
mental. So, but they've got a different mentality. Like
Yeah.
you've got to have a different mentality for that. So, I'm just looking forward to seeing what he does. I obviously don't hope England win anything, but hope the United players do well.
When did they play? Like, when is it? Is it for the World Cup?
It's for the Euros.
For the Euros. When
Euro
do they
qualifiers.
start?
There's Euro qualifiers this week. I think Scotland have just got friendlies against Holland and Northern Ireland, which Holland are like, I think they're a top 10 team, or are they a top 15 team in the world? But Holland are a good side. Huh?
Northern Ireland?
No, Holland. Netherlands.
Yeah. Holland.
They're a good side.
They're the orange kit.
Yeah. Yes, they're the orange kit on FIFA, yeah. No, they're slamming. You normally have very solid players. They've got boys like Donny van der Beek, but he's not been playing. He's a United player. But they do have actually quite a good squad, so that'll be quite a good test for United.
Yeah, I think I normally like
Scotland.
them when they are. I was going to say when they're doing football, but like when you play, like when they're playing at the World Cup in the UEFA and stuff like that. Like, I like.
I've always liked the Netherlands as well, but I used to like them because Ruud van Nistelrooy played for them.
That's who. Honestly, I didn't want to just turn around and be like, "Who's that famous guy that like played for them?"
Yeah,
but that's
Ruud
the guy I
van
was thinking about. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
He's one of my all-time favorite strikers. United player. Honestly, such a good goal scorer. So that's why I like the Holland as well. But they've got a history of having quite good players, so
yeah,
that'll be a good test for Scotland going into the Euros.
Have they got good players now?
Yeah, they've got an alright squad.
Tell me some of the names. I'll tell you if I know who they are.
Put me on the spot. It's the boy from Barcelona, De Jong, Frankie De Jong.
De Jong.
Yeah,
what about De Bruyne? Who's he play for?
He plays for Belgium.
Oh, Belgium. Fair.
Yeah, Belgium have they had a pretty good squad, but they're all kind of aging now and not really anymore.
They got De Bruyne and the guy with the long hair that was. Oh, what was his name?
Lukaku.
Maybe it was him. I watched the World Cup when them play on one of the games and it was absolutely slamming.
Yeah, Belgium like a couple like maybe 6-7 years ago were really
like
solid.
Between De Bruyne and this other like short, I think he was a midfielder, like shorter guy with long hair that was rapid. Had like a big nose. Can't remember what his name is. Anyway, he was really good too.
I can't think of any Belgium centre midfielders. Anyway,
maybe I'm lying.
No, you're probably right. They did used to be a solid squad, so that'll be a good test for Scotland because we've qualified for the Euros. So
is that the first? Who's our first game?
Well, we play in the Euros,
like an actual Euros game.
I don't know.
When are they? Because I'll actually watch them. To be fair,
pass. I wouldn't be able to tell you offhand right now. All I'll be able to tell you is we've got 2 friendlies coming up.
Okay, fair.
One against Holland on Friday and one against Northern Ireland on Tuesday.
What's your bets? Who's winning and by how much?
This Netherlands game will be a tight game. They're really solid defensively. Scotland historically haven't been great going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have boys like John McGinn and Scott McTominay who can make darting runs from the field. So I think it's probably going to be a hard-fought one. Maybe, I think I would probably say Scotland nick it 2-1. Netherlands to probably take the lead and then Scotland to fight back in the second half would be my bet for that one.
No, I don't know, but from the Scotland football that I've watched, it seems to be. Is it not in the second half? Is usually when we
push on,
fumble a bit. Is it not? It's not usually first half would do all right sometimes, and then at the second half things. Or am I getting this? Or am I
Scotland are funny. We always like to make it hard for ourselves, no matter what the Scottish football team do. If it's the hard route, they're taking the hard route.
Yeah.
Like there was if you remember, there was the year we didn't qualify for the Euros when we had the highest points tally of any team that's never qualified.
What do you mean, like most?
We
wins?
got the most points and still didn't we've had the most points. So out of any team that's ever not qualified for the Euros, we've had the most points and not qualified. Because everyone else in the group had better points.
I mean, that's cool, but that's such a shit bracket,
it's shit, isn't it? It's awful. And that
we're
was
the best loser.
That's only like a couple years ago. Like maybe 8 years ago or something.
We got the most points, but that wasn't enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's the most Scotland thing because we were almost there. Like we were almost sat there with hands in our pockets ready to go, and then we lost the last 2 games.
Who to?
I can't remember, bro. Can't remember.
So I'm proper putting you on the spot with questions here. And
the thing is, with like football and stuff like that, I've missed so much of it because I work so much. I only get to watch the games or see the results sometimes, so I don't always get to watch the games. But I'm looking forward to the Scotland versus Northern Ireland game because my brother's living over in Northern Ireland and his new family over there is all Northern Ireland, so I'm hoping we spank them.
Is it take it because his partner and her family are from Northern
Ireland?
Ireland?
She's from Northern Ireland and her whole family is Northern Irish, so they'll obviously be supporting them, and Alan will be supporting Scotland over there by himself, so hopefully we spank them and he can get some bragging rights.
Should we? Are Ireland better than the Netherlands?
No.
So should we beat Ireland?
See the thing with Scotland, yeah? There's no we should do anything, because it's just so hit or miss whether or not you show up on international duty.
Yeah.
Like, players can be shattered from their league performances. Their boys can be carrying injuries. You don't know like what selection you're going to get on the day. Yeah, we should probably beat Northern Ireland, but it might be a harder game than everyone's thinking.
Yeah. And
that's
do you know
what would be my thoughts.
When are those games?
Friday is the Holland game, and Tuesday is the Northern Ireland game. And then it's back to the Premier League.
Friday, did you say, and Tuesday?
Friday, this Friday. Yeah, there's loads of international games.
What times
Wednesday?
Are they on? Middle of the day, are they not usually?
I don't know, man.
Oh, sorry. I'm asking you a lot of questions.
I'm not a Sky Sports
think you're fucking.
It says on the board Scotland versus Northern Ireland, bro. That's all I've
I
got.
know, I
for
wrote
you.
it, bro. I just thought
breaking the fourth wall.
Well, no, I'm just more thinking because I want
either.
to watch. Yeah, no, I keep on playing with the sofa. I want to watch them, so I'm trying to think of what time they're at. Like,
they'll probably be after later in the day. I would imagine. Scotland are at Wembley, I believe. No, Scotland are at Hampden for the Netherlands game, I believe. So that'll probably be like a 4 or 5 o'clock kickoff.
And then is it away for the Ireland game?
I would imagine so. It is. Yeah, if it's home for either or, one of them's at home. I'm sure it's the Netherlands that we're at home against.
Yeah, no, I'm keen for watching both of them. Like,
yeah. My brother's just came out of surgery for his crohn, so I'm hoping Scotland get a win. So he doesn't have to get stressed out about that.
Mad.
Speaking of Crohn's, actually, I found out like 2 weeks ago, one of the boys from the sidemen has Crohn's, and I never knew. Mental.
I only knew because I seen a video of, or wait, maybe where did I see? I can't remember, but I seen a video of him speaking next to, what's the ginger one called? Ethan speaking to, I think it was Ethan about it, or maybe it was JJ actually speaking to him about it, saying that he was
at the airport.
He was having to leave, because
it's the video of him next to JJ at the airport. That's him explaining for the first time that he's got Crohn's. Like, nobody knew before that, and it was mental. Like, when I was watching the video, I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! You would never have thought that he had anything wrong with him, because it's never came across in the videos or anything like that." And it's almost like, not that I've ever like disliked Vic or anything that in the videos of that, but it almost gives you a little bit of a, oh Jesus Christ, more of a. It's not. I won't want to say more respect for him, because it's not like,
maybe it like reminds you that even though these people are famous, they still have things going on in the background.
Yeah, of course.
They still have actual like lives.
Yeah,
and
no matter how much
shit.
you think, just because you've watched them for a while doesn't mean that you know them really.
Yeah.
So like, it just put in perspective. It was kind of like, Jesus Christ, it's quite a big thing, and it was good to hear someone that quite big talk about it, especially on YouTube, because I don't think anyone on YouTube will have heard of Crohn's.
Yeah. Do you think he'll maybe put in some kind of an effort to like talk a bit more about it now that you spoke about it too?
That was an interesting point you say there, because when I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, I'm interested to see if, because they do a lot of charity work, the sidemen.
Yeah.
Like, they do their football match every year and raise a lot of money for charity. And I'm pretty sure they raised it for Crohn's last year.
Okay.
I'm sure that was a thing. And I remember thinking, oh, that's strange. Why did they pick Crohn's? And it just makes sense now, because I was thinking at the time, if I could remember them ever donating to Crohn's or anything like that, but I couldn't think of it until right now, when I just thought about the charity match. I'm pretty sure they donated to the Crohn's Foundation.
Yeah. Here, you should maybe do more about that then, because like I say, other than with your brother, like, it's not something you necessarily like hear much about. Do you know what I mean? Or that's like people speak about a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if it wasn't in my family, I would know about it. Obviously.
I wouldn't either. I don't think I would either.
No, of course. Yeah. Well, it runs. It's a. What's the word I'm thinking of when it runs in the family? Hereditary. Yeah. It's a hereditary illness that my granddad had. My brother has. My sister has it. My other brother Jason didn't have it, and I have no signs of it. at the moment. But my granddad didn't get it until he was like 60 odd, in his 60s,
really?
or in his 50s, I believe. Yeah.
I thought, savage.
But unfortunately, my sister got it when she was in her teens, and then I think Alan got it late teens or early 20s, something like that. But I haven't shown any signs of it.
I don't know why I thought it was something you knew you had like right from the beginning.
No, it's something that can be there. It is something that can be there your whole life, and something can kind of activate it.
Yeah.
I think I'm not 100% on all the specifics about it, but it's a horrible illness as well, Crohn's, because you deal with a lot of pain, like out of the blue, just randomly. You can deal with like
stomach pain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to do with the. I'm trying to think of the correct words. It's to do with the cells attacking each other in
the gut.
Yeah.
Okay.
In your immune system, so that when food and that comes in, it starts to attack its own walls and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure on everything about it, but
okay.
What is it? I would need to look it up. Have you got a spare phone there?
No.
It's an autoimmune. It's an autoimmune system
disease
where the immune system attacks itself, and like anytime like anything passes through it, it's really irritable.
Is that?
And it's
that's
causes flares
that's
up.
My work
flare
phone.
ups.
Don't know where the other phone is. Yeah, but
no, I'm not explaining it well at all. But it's an autoimmune disease that causes the cells to attack each other.
Yeah,
the blood cells to attack each other.
That's rough though.
Yeah.
So is it like sometimes more likely to like flare up after you've eaten?
A lot of times, it can do with diet and things. You have to watch your diet, and you have to change a lot how you're eating.
Yeah, you can't really drink, eh?
No, some people get it of the liver, and some people get it of the bowel. So, if you remember Karis's brother,
that's what I was just thinking there. Obviously, Karis's brother had it, but
he had it of the liver, I believe. So my brother can still drink, but drinking can obviously have an effect on it.
Flare it up a little bit, yeah.
So it's obviously good not to overdrink. But yeah, you can have a drink, and same thing again. It's dependent on the person. You can have certain types of drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people are better with spirits. Some people are better with beer. So certain things flare up, and it's a hard thing to deal with it. Like I said, my brother just came out of surgery for the third time with it.
Yeah.
And he's only in his mid.
And what is it that they do in the surgery? That's pretty intense to ask that actually, but.
Yeah, well, they remove a piece of your bowel. They literally take a piece out, and like. When you touch the bowel is like not like any other organ. When you touch it, it like shrivels up and like freezes, and just like shrivels up and like won't move. And then so when you do the surgery and put everything back, it's intensively sore for the next like week.
Oh, because everything's like
it just won't because it's had like hands touching it. I don't know. I'm not a surgeon either, but this is just what I was told by my family who all work in the hospitals and stuff. But
that's mental.
Yeah, so. That's why Mum and Dad were over there visiting him just last week. They were all over there while he was during the surgery.
Well, all the best. I hope he's feeling all right.
Yeah, he's feeling good now. Okay. He's out of hospital. He's back home. That's why they came home. Mum and Dad came home yesterday. Yeah. They said he's doing a lot better. Obviously, the first few days are rough after surgery. You know, anyone rooting around in there is not going to be nice.
I've never had surgery, so I wouldn't know.
No, well, I've had surgery in my mouth. The first 5 seconds you wake up after it is fun.
Were you fried?
Absolutely. Like, I was only like 12 and then again 15 or something. But like, I remember being in the kids' hospital and then like just shooting up out the bed. Like, I must have been dreaming about something, and then just all of a sudden just shot up out the bed, and I was awake like that, looking around, and I went. My mum was just sat up next to the bed, and I went like that. And went, oh. I just went, uh-oh, and just completely fell right back in my bed, like that. Head smashed off the pillow, and after that I fell back asleep. Mum was up checking I was alright, but after that I fell back asleep. But the first like 30 seconds when you wake up, it's like, whoa. And then you sit up, I had this burst of energy to sit up, and then I just couldn't keep myself up. Uh-oh. I could just feel myself totally lifeless, just fall back and go.
I don't think, I've never had to be put to sleep for anything like that before, or like had like that kind of medication. I've had dentist stuff, but
The
that's
whole
it.
process of actually going to sleep is mad as well.
I think it like the concept of it scares me. Like the idea of somebody being like somebody's way to put me to sleep and then like root around and shit like that in there, and then hopefully I'll wake up again. Like you know what I mean? Hopefully they'll. Oh,
yeah, it's a little bit.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
like
a little bit worrying, but luckily when I was quite young when it happened, so I was a bit naive, and you don't really think about that far ahead into it. It was more of...
We were different people. I thought about that when I was younger.
I didn't, man. I didn't like... Because I was in the dentist and in the hospital all the time with my mouth, because I've got a cleft palate. So I was in the speech therapist and people were running around in my mouth for ages. So at the time, needles and things never worried me and stuff like that. But when you go through the whole process of actually the nurse walking you, taking you to the injection bit to get the injections in, right? I had a student nurse trying to put an injection in my arm about like 15, 16 times maybe, just stabbing me in the arm, not drawing any blood. Sleep? Not trying to put the thing in that would allow them to put me to sleep. So she was trying to put some pipe or something in that. I don't know what she was doing.
Catheter.
I don't know what she was doing, but I was 12 years old. Catheters, catheters are bag for pee, no?
Catheters not the thing that...
She was trying to put something in that would then, when I went to surgery, allow them to put the fluid in.
Yeah.
But she just would stab me for like 15, 16 times, the student nurse, and then eventually my mum just lost it at this nurse, because my mum's a nurse as well.
Was your mum a nurse at the time?
Yeah, mum's been a nurse for her whole career, like 50 years, 40 years, 45 years or something.
Fair.
She's a nurse. And she just eventually just lost it because I was in tears. I was in bits because this woman, I was fine for like the first 3 or 4, but then she just kept stabbing me in the arm and not drawing blood. Like literally stabbing, because I was literally blood coming out my arm at one point. So I was like, what's going on? And then eventually the other nurse did it. But when they take you to the actual surgery room and they lie on the table, right, you're absolutely wide awake. I'm wide awake, like buzzing. Just seeing what's going on. The handmail, where's Wally's book, right? And there's like, you've got to try and get through the whole book before you get put to sleep. I managed to, and I've read this book, right? So I'm like reading the things. I know where he is because I've been in the hospital for about a week now.
Yeah.
I've read all the books. So I'm playing Where's Wally? I'm going, he's there. And by the time I get to the 3rd page, it's like, he's there.
Yeah.
And you're just gone. And it's like, you can feel it happening. You're like, oh, this is time. Night.
I've seen the videos they do of people where they're like, they'll go in them right before, they're like, okay, like try and stay awake for as long as you can, or it's like they'll come in and they'll be like, nah, I'll be able to stay awake, and they're like, okay, and then they count to 10 and they always get to about 8 at the best, and they're like start like folding away, and you're like, okay,
yeah. I got through 3 pages, and then as I got on the 3rd page, finally went, there's there, and then went, oh god, no. Just went out, and it's a surreal experience, but I wouldn't say do it all the time, like, but it's good.
Well, each to their own.
Yeah, it depends what you're into.
No, I've never had to be. When my brother got his tonsils really taken out when we were younger, and that's the only time I've been in that situation, like in the hospital for someone having surgery. It was with my brother. I've never had surgery myself.
What was he in for?
He's getting his tonsils taken out.
Oh, right, okay. It's not that serious. Nah,
it wasn't at all. It was just he was stuck in the hospital eating like jelly and ice cream for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Until he nicked my Doritos. I had a bag of Doritos and he ate them all. So then they were like, well, you're probably all right now. So, rat bastard.
You're all right, but your brother's in tears.
That's a direct call out to Andrew stealing my Doritos from me.
I still remember.
Yeah. I'll never forget.
Move off the hospital talk, bro. You can talk about you know who I've been watching on I've seen a lot of Instagram reels and TikToks of Craig Jones.
I'm glad you said this.
I've got a newfound appreciation for Craig Jones, bro.
So give me a little intro on what ones you've seen. What have you seen of him that's like, what kind of things? Or is it just in general?
Just him as a being? Just him. I see a lot of stuff on Twitter being like shared of him, like just screenshots of him like changing people's faces to his face on different fighters and stuff. And I've seen the video of like the kid on the mat. It was Craig was on the mat, and then the kid was at the sideline going, Craig, nose beers after?
Yeah.
Beers after?
So
Craig just points at him and goes,
oh, yeah.
Legend, man. Honestly, it's hilarious. I saw that also. I was on Twitter, and I saw that the mum and dad responded to people saying you shouldn't be letting your kids see that, and they're like, kids have idols.
Yeah, what
our
are you going to do?
Our kids picked Craig Jones, and that comes with this stuff. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I guess it's not fantastic that he's like making out like it's a fantastic thing to be doing, but at the same time, it's funny, eh? Like it's just funny.
It is funny, but I'm also quite sure Craig doesn't tell kids to go and do nose beers.
No,
you know what I mean?
absolutely not. He makes a joke about it on, like, say he's made it, because the first time he said
the whole point of Craig's one is he's a troll, man.
Yeah, when he said we're on Hacky-san, he was like going back to Hacky-san for some nose beers.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, wah.
I saw the video of him after his fight, or after his comp against on the UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah.
When he was like, first of all, I'd just like to give a shout out. I couldn't do any of this without steroids.
Yeah. Because he's sponsored by a steroid company. Yeah, it's mental. But they're all on steroids, man. Like there's some of them that aren't, that like obviously are thinking about it. Like you've got people like Mikey Musumeci and then like the Rotolo brothers and stuff who don't. But like most of like the bigger ones, like the people that are in like the heavier divisions, are all just.
I thought there was a whole thing about the Rotolo brothers that they were juicing.
No, they're not.
I thought there was a whole thing about them.
They make a big deal about like them and like Roberto Jimenez and stuff. They make like a big point about being like natural athletes and this, that, and the next thing. But then you've got like just so many of the rest of them are like so many of the rest of them are. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of them are older though. Like see when you've got like athletes. So what's his name again? Of course I've gone and forgotten his fucking name right now. There's a few of them anyway, but they're like guys and they're like maybe like in their like late 40s and they're still competing on like a professional level on a world stage, and it's like
they've definitely
if you weren't on the gear then you probably actually wouldn't be able to.
What about
Ronaldo?
I mean? Like what about players like if you take it to football, what about players like Ronaldo who are like 40 years old still playing football like that?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Is he 40? He's not 40.
He's 38.
Is he?
Yeah, and you got boys like Pep.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Mate.
Yeah, but that's I suppose. But then he's got to be on something. Like he doesn't look that age. Like, and he's still like ripped and lean as fuck.
This is what I'm saying, bro. No one's asking the question. Someone got popped for steroids in football not long ago.
Yeah, but how is their testing
Italian football
done?
I don't know.
Football? Like how
I don't know.
strict is it?
Oh, Paul Pogba. It was Pogba. Do you know who Paul Pogba is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the French centre midfielder. He got popped for steroids in Italy. He's been banned for 4 years, but he's appealing it. Apparently, he got lots of drug tests at United when he played for United as well.
Is he quite built? Or has he got like a load of... Is he a mad stamina? Or like why do you think he got so many? Or was it just general?
He's not mad built either. He didn't have loads of stamina. No, he wasn't a player that chased around the ball all the time. He was quite a lanky midfielder who would like strut around the field more than anything. Don't know why, but there's a video of him coming off the field and being like, Paul, drug test, P test or something. And he's like, again?
I seen that,
like,
yes.
Again? He's like, every week I do again. So he's finally been popped over in Italy, but I don't know what the full story is. He released a statement saying that it wasn't true and all this stuff, but we'll have to see. But that's 4 years of his playing days gone.
Yeah.
He'll never get them back.
What do you think? Do you think they just make it illegal across all sports, or do you think they make an individual league for it? Like a league that's like only juiced. Know what I mean? So like
that's just
like,
ridiculous.
Like the UFC for normal people, and then the UFC, and you're allowed to take whatever you want. You can take whatever juice you want. You can be as hedged as you want.
I know that
I'd
would be great
I'd
viewing.
watch it so much.
It would be great viewing. Yeah, absolutely, I'd watch it. But it's just is there any need for it? Realistically, is there any need for it?
Yeah. For
all these people to then in like 5-10 years afterwards to sue whatever fighter or company they've been under because they've got CT, because they can't, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm right. If you're a UFC fighter, you're not turning around and trying to sue a company for CTE. If you're a cage fighter, bro, you're not going to be like, oh my god.
Maybe CTE
believe
was
it
the
or
wrong.
not,
Maybe
I got head trauma.
maybe CTE was the wrong thing to say, but they could sue for anything after that. No,
I don't think so.
I would just get rid of it. But I would watch it if it was
I'm having serious deja vu.
Why?
I don't know why. Well, you know deja vu, like.
Well,
like this has happened before. No, like the whole exact situation. Like I'm just having a bit of
really?
Vu. Yeah, don't know why. But in my brain's telling me this has happened before, but hasn't. That was funny.
I get that a lot of times when I'm driving in the car. Driving down, you get shivered in my back. I feel like, oh my god, I've done this like literally last night in my sleep.
Do you know what? Okay, I've changed my mind. Right, so take it out of combat sports then. Fair play, no steroids in combat sports, because then it is more violent with people. But in like an Olympics where they're just definitely steroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people jumping like twice the length of the other people. That'd be good. I'd watch that. I'd be more likely to watch that than the normal Olympics.
Sure. I mean, either way, I just like watching people compete, so I would still watch it. But it can't be good for people's health, surely.
I don't know. I think if you do it right, it's not that detrimental. As long as you're not sorry.
But then you're
pushing.
pushing.
There
You're
would be a bunch
always
of people
pushing.
that are taking like way too much.
That's what I'm saying. They're always going to be pushing for the next level to get better, to get the next edge. So they're going to take more and then take more and take more to the point where it's not safe. But each their own, man. Do what
fun
you
though.
want to do. Yeah. I'm not doing it, so.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was just
meaning for the greater
I was
good,
getting
man.
excited. I didn't want you to bore me down like that, mate. You know what I mean? I was trying to fucking
And just like people,
make an
man.
exciting idea. And
I
then
just
you
want people to be happy
shut me
and
down like that.
you know, be healthy, live life fully.
Care about people.
You know, I've had such an inspiration from Earthdrop. It just
Have you?
yeah, he's taken over.
Well,
I went down to the.
I like seeing people get hurt. So
I went down to his workshop one time, and now I think I'm his little minion.
oh, you're that guy.
I'm that guy now. Yeah,
Oh dear.
I am him.
Does this mean you're gonna start shit
Whoa.
talking? You'll stop shit talking me as well. I fucking
I'll do it if you do it.
yeah. You stop shit talking me then, because you're all zen and people friendly and that now. Or
No, I'm just trying to sound different because there's this stigma of chefs being crazy and like shouty and throwing stuff, and that's not true. Not for me anyway.
Well,
Do you think?
No, I've never chefed with you. I wouldn't know.
Sure.
I wouldn't know what you were like.
I think I'm quite nice in the kitchen, to be fair. I don't shout. I do get pissed off quite a lot, and I go huffy. And
do you not like go all Gordon Ramsay and start like verbally abusing people? And
I can't. Nah, I don't verbally abuse people because it doesn't get anywhere. But people will know I'm annoyed,
yeah,
and they'll know something's wrong, and it affects my performance because you're too busy focused on something else, on being annoyed, that you don't focus on the job properly. You know, in the middle of service and stuff. But I would never say I'm a shouty
you have
chef.
willpower that's better than me. The anger would take over me.
No, there's always something more important to do than you've done. The emotions go to the side when you're in the kitchen. I actually shared a video on my Instagram story this morning that was about why chefing is so hard and like the pressure you get from like the management, the finances, the customers, the food critics, the social media, all these types of things from the above, and then you get pressure from the below, from like the people you work with, asking for more hours, asking for less hours, asking for days off. I'm sick. You've got things to cover. You've got you need to work out their rotas. You need to work out their holidays. You've got menus to write. There's just lots of pressure coming from each side. So, and then. But that's why a lot of chefs are known as shouty in that, because they get so much pressure piled onto them that the only way they know how to, they need a way of getting all that out. You know, they've got so much pressure coming on, they just explode in anger normally at the wrong person. Whereas most chefs need to learn that if someone makes a mistake, we all know they didn't do it on purpose. Yeah. Even the chef who's shouting knows he didn't do it on purpose, but he's not going to learn from you screaming at him. Yeah. The best way to learn is to tell him why you do it that way. The why is the so important part in it, which is what that video said this morning. And I was like, that's so true. Just explaining as to why someone's done something wrong rather than screaming at them for doing it wrong. It's a much better way for teaching people, I believe. And I would say that people that I work with would say that about me to a certain extent, but they would also say that they don't want to piss me off. Yeah. But not to say that I'm ever fucking aggressive or anything, but they just don't like it when I'm annoyed because they know I'm annoyed. And they'll know I will tell them. No, I won't shout at them, but I'll tell them what's wrong. So.
No, I completely agree. I think I fucking just had a total brain fart there. Had one of those moments where I completely forgot what I was talking.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, oh well. Really great conversation. Thanks.
It was literally on the end of my tongue as well, and now I've just laughed and forgotten what we're talking about at all. You were on about learning, so when you're learning, like, shouting at people, I think, but also because when you're in, like, kitchens where there's a lot of people, like, you're in close vicinity with the same people a lot as well, so I can imagine it being quite easy to get, like,
irritable with people.
Exactly.
And people's habits can tend to get on your wick, and you can get annoyed at people for doing the exact same things you do. Like, for example,
Oh, I know. I'm
puts
mad
like.
hypocrite.
I work in a kitchen by myself at the moment, so like, there's a lot of times I'll be rushing about, and I'll put a container in the fridge, and I haven't put the lid back on properly.
Yeah.
And then I take out the containers, and the container slips. And then if somebody else was to have done that in my other kitchens, you would go mental at them. You know what I mean? But like, it's the exact same stuff you do yourself, just with because when you're working yourself, you haven't got that extra time to do the little minor things. But I think that's the whole difference in chefing compared to like if you were a plumber or a sparky or something like that. They all have structured learning where they go to college for 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and then they're on the job for 2 days or 3 days a week, and it's structured learning for 2, 3, 4 years. Whereas if you're a chef, in other countries, that's the way it is. If you go to Italy, France, these places, that's how they teach how to be a chef. But when you're here, it's just 2 years at college and go find a job.
Because there's not like
and the colleges don't teach you anything proper.
There's not like a governing body or anything like that for like chefing sort of thing.
No, there's no unions or nothing like that.
That's what I mean. Like,
there's nothing like that. No.
Which is mad. Because do you think it's on
you can't
purpose
join
so that
unions
so that they can keep the food industry cheaper for people, or what? Why do you think that's like?
What, the food industry just went so high?
No, like, but like, obviously they get away with quite a lot in the food industry, but like, maybe you don't get a lot of breaks. It's a very hard work. Sometimes, like, when you're at the start of it, like, the money's not very good, and you like, there's all stuff you've said. You know what I mean? So it's like, in a lot of places they wouldn't get away with that. Like, is this starting when you first move away? You're on less than minimum wage, which like,
it's because
you can't really get away with in most places.
Well, because places like plumbers and that get a grant from the government for doing it, they can afford to pay apprentices lower wages. And they get them when they're younger. But when you're a chef, you're normally getting chefs at the age of like 17, 18, right? Who need to earn a little bit more. So they work all the extra hours they can. Because you don't get... If this was a career choice that had a structured learning system to it, more people would be inclined to go and study it and put their foot into it. But because of the industry being so upside down and all over the place, and there's, like you say, there's no governing body. It's just people trying to get rich. It's just hotels and people just trying to make the most money they can and save costs wherever they can. But it's getting better. In the last couple of years, places were getting better for paying their staff the extra hours they're working. But things like their living conditions and hours between shifts and time off and stuff were still hard to get proper. Like, I've had many a times where I was due a holiday the day of I would be going on holiday on the Monday, and on the Sunday I would be told, I can't give you your holiday tomorrow, I need you to work because so-and-so's got this going on, or so-and-so's away doing this. And it happened to me a number of times where you're just due a week off and it just never happens.
I'm very lucky in a way, in the sense that, like, my work, like, you like apologize to me if they even have to phone me on my day off. Like, if I'm off and then someone needs me for something, they'll be like, oh, sorry to phone you. You know what I mean? So I'm lucky that way. But
it's just like a lot of the times the kitchen is like becomes a family. If you spend a certain amount of time with people, like when I first went to Phonab, there was a group of people there who were all around about the same ages, between the ages of like 21 and like 25. And like we all hung about and did loads of stuff together, and it was like a little family, brothers and sisters, just all chilling, having a good time and working really hard. And when it gets like that, I've forgotten what my point was.
Oh, really good conversation, mate. Fuck you.
It just completely went out of my head.
I hope you don't ever remember.
And I won't. And I'll listen back and then I'll go, that's what my point was. And then it's completely gone now. But when we were at Phonab, it was like a little family when I was there. So I did enjoy it there. What was my point though?
Cool. So, well, at least now I know you enjoyed Phonab. That's good.
I can't remember what the point was from that.
Me neither, if I'm honest.
What was I saying right before that? Go on, this is a test if you're
listening. What were you saying right before that?
Yeah.
You were saying that when you spend that amount of time with people, that at Phonab, it becomes a little family. Because I said earlier about the fact that when you spend a lot of time, it's easy to get irritable. But then you were now talking about it being a little bit of a family.
Well, it can be like that, but so that's exactly what I was going to say. So it becomes like a little bit of a family, i.e. like, oh my God, it's going to sound so stupid. No, it's going to sound so stupid. Listen. You know Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? How
yeah.
Jake always sees his captain as his father.
Yeah.
And it's like they have the whole vibe of that going on. That's almost what it was like at Phonab, right? So it was kind of like the vibe of, like, if the head chef needed something done, someone out of us
I thought you were going to say
it.
you were Daddy Phonab.
Nah, bro. Nah. But it was like if the head chef needed something done, there was one of that group that was going to get it done. Like it was going to get done. Someone was going to cover the shift. Someone was going to do the extra hours. Someone was going to do the extra prep, stay late, do the cleaning, and it was kind of like that vibe. But it is like when you're working in that kitchen, you get the people who a lot of the time it's the people who are a bit lost. So they fall into like kitchen work and then take it on. But when you get the people who are really passionate about cooking and really do want to cook good food, it's a completely different work environment. Yeah. But it's hard to get through that when there's not a structured system in the way, putting people towards doing the proper food. Whereas people just go into any kitchen and any bozo can be a head chef and start teaching people. Like myself, for example, where I'm now at the Porty and I've got a young kid who's only 19 years old who doesn't know an awful lot that I need to teach. And it's a hard time to get in time to show him. Whereas if I had the opportunity to put him to college and he would go to college 3 days a week and come and work with me 2 days a week, then I can test him on his knowledge he knows at college, and he can move forward like that while I can move forward and learn how to be a head chef. But if I don't have the time to do it or the structure to do it, there's no infrastructure for me to put him there because he's got his SVQs, but knowledge
so
isn't there.
You don't get like
Work
a chef's
experience.
apprenticeship. No, you don't get those.
No. You should.
It's mental. You definitely should. Oh, yeah, absolutely should.
But like, it should be government driven.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
they should
any other apprenticeship.
100%.
Like, I've always said that since day one, that they should do that. But it's because there's so many different industries and there's so many different people trying to make money out of it that I don't think it'll ever happen. Only recently the pay got a little bit better, but it was only if you were in certain positions in certain hotels and stuff that it got better. If you're working in the high-end industries, if you're working in towns, in pubs and stuff like that, people are still struggling because, like you said, the price of foods went skyrocketed through the roof. So the price of bringing the food into the restaurant, the pub, it goes up. The prices on the menu go up, and people don't want to go out and pay it, which is why I'm bigger on making sure I give huge, hefty portions.
Half the people in the world are poor as fuck just now as well. So they don't want to
so if they come out and they spend £18 on a steak pie, you're getting a big steak pie and loads of veg and all. The
portion sizes are good. Like you know what I'm like with my food. I can eat a lot of food. Like, and when I had a couple of the haggis bonbons. Yeah. And then I had my main meal and I was fucking rammed. Like I was full.
No, that's why I make a valiant effort to make sure that the plate's full.
The portion's good. Yeah.
Yeah, portion size needs to be banging because there's a lot of places that they're commenting are being like, you're paying less money, but you're getting a lot less food. Like this portions, the portion size is what they were 2 years ago. Yeah. Or last year even. They've shrunken in half now. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the prices is cheaper. Yeah. But for us, I'm more about just come and pay the amount that works out for both. Yeah. And you get the food that you're actually wanting, like a huge hefty portion. Yeah,
so like pay a decent bit, I'll give you a good portion.
And it'll be healthy, homemade food. So. Yeah. Get down to the podcast.
Yeah, get down to the podcast. Find some motivation and bring your ass down there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think we'll probably leave that off there, mate, because I keep playing in this chair and I keep rocking
the good time.
It's quite good. I haven't fallen in it yet. But no, we'll probably leave that one there, mate. It's been a nice pod. Been good chatting with you again. And we'll look to get a guest on next week, I believe. I have no idea who.
I'm having some thoughts, so we'll see.
Well, we'll speak off camera and we'll let everyone know what's coming for next week. But as always, guys, thank you for listening. Me and Kerry are signing off. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.